जी कौन से समझ में नहीं आ रहे? Okay, zinc. What will be the charge on zinc? Zinc iodide or zinc oxide? Where is zinc oxide? Okay, here it is. Yes, what is the charge on zinc? If you see, I have told you that you have to remember the charge of zinc because it is not given. So it is +2. Okay, that you have noted down. And oxygen is in group 6. So if you see, the charge of oxygen is -2. So if the zinc is +2 and the oxygen is -2, then what will be the formula? ZNO. And then the next you have told me is, okay, so if you see silver, it is also not provided in the periodic table. You have to remember it. I have mentioned in the previous class, it is +1. And bromine is in group 7, so it have a -1. So its formula will be AgBr because +1 and -1. Is this clear? Khatija, you have done all, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Khatija. Okay. So, I have given you the periodic table, right? Do you have a periodic table with you? Okay. Have you pasted it? Khatija, you also had a periodic table?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If I ask you to attempt this question, how you will do it? So you can, if you have a data, you can open it. Okay. So I will tell you the atomic number. For potassium, it's 19, and for oxygen, it's 8. Sorry? You have to draw the electronic structure of the ions. So potassium, when potassium becomes an ion, what charge is that? If its atomic number is 19, take the help from this. +1. So draw the electronic structure for potassium and oxide ion. Can you write in the electron configuration for potassium? Yes, it's 19. So if it's 19, so it will be 2, 8, and 8. When it becomes a ion, what it will do? It will lose this electron. Then it becomes +1, right? So we have this electron configuration. So you have to draw this electronic structure for this. Did you understand now? Okay. Do the same thing for oxygen. Oxide and the atomic number of oxygen is 8. It's a +1 ion, right? So what it will do? It will interact to release the loss itself. It will loss. So it means you have to shell core, because when they lose or gain, their outermost shell must have electron. So when it loses this electron, then this shell is removed, and then the shell becomes the shell which is already fixed. Khadija, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Are you done, Khadija? For oxide ion as well?
No, sir. I'm doing it for oxide.
Okay. Both? Very good. It's 2,6, but when it becomes ion, it will complete its outermost shell by gaining the 2 electrons. So it will have a 2 negative charge, and it gain 2 electrons, then it becomes an ion. You have drawn it for an atom only. You have to draw it for the ion. Yes, Khatija, are you done for oxide ion?
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. So see, it will be like this. Is it clear? Yes,
Yes.
Khatija? Okay. Now, you have to draw the electronic structure for a sulfide ion, and sulfide ion comes from sulfur. And the atomic number of sulfur is 16. So, but the thing is that they have asked you to show outer electrons only. So if it's 16, if you see, it is going to be 2, 8, and 6 for sulfur. But when it becomes ion, it will complete its octet. And as it's complete its octet, it will become 2 negative. And now it have a 2, 8, 8, 8 electrons. And as it have a 8 electrons, so you have to draw only outermost shell, because they have asked you to draw the outer electrons only. Is this clear? Yes,
sir.
Khatija, is this clear?
Yes.
Why you are late again? Okay. Shaji. Now, can you guys do this? For you, Sanya, calcium, atomic number of calcium is 20 and atomic number of chlorine is 17. Now you have to draw the electronic structure for ions. Then can you able to draw the electronic structure? Okay, do it quickly.
Sir,
Yes.
we only have to make the electronic structure of their ions, right?
Right. So it means you have to draw one electronic structure for calcium ion and one electronic structure for chloride ion.
Done, sir.
Okay. You can share it with me, so I will check.
Okay. Sir, may I send you through WhatsApp or here in the chat?
You can share it here in the chat as well.
Okay.
Yes. See, they ask you to draw diagrams to show the electronic structure and charges of both ions present in calcium chloride. So there are two ions, one is of calcium and one is of... No, they didn't ask you to draw only valence electron. That has been asked over here. In this case, see, they have mentioned showing outer electrons only. So in that case, you need to draw only the outermost shell. But here, you need to draw all the shells. Are you done? Both? Show me. There is calcium. So put the Ca in the middle. And what is the chart over here? It is minus 2 or plus 2. It lost 2 electrons. So it must have a plus 2. That have a minus 1 chart, right? So when when we put the electrons with the same process, we always do one with the cross and the other with the. There is the electron structure for calcium ion. Oh, sorry, calcium atom. Very well. Yeah, the rest is fine. Okay, so okay, when calcium becomes an ion, what it will do, whether it will gain electron or lose electron. Which one? From the outermost. So it means you need to draw this and then include in a square bracket, and as it is using 2 electron protectors. Okay, good. This one I are you done? Nine. You want to please paste it in. That is a chlorine atom. Or you will not chloride in and then you have to include both of them in the square brackets and put that charge. Because ions, remember, for ions, you always have to put it in a square bracket. 1 minute. What is this? 17. So have a look over here. Yeah. So see this, that is one thing that you have to be careful about when you are making the one ion and putting the electrons with the dots. Then for the other ion, you have to put the electrons with the crosses. And as it have a 7 electron in its valence shell, the one electron which it gained, you have to put that with the dot. Is this clear?
Yes.
You just take the picture, then we will proceed further. Done? Now, look at this case. The difference between the previous one and this one. For example, if you see over here, the formula of calcium chloride is what? CaCl2. We have practiced the formula making in our last class. Calcium have a +2 charge and chlorine have a -1 charge, right? So formula becomes CaCl2. So it indicates there is a 1 calcium ion over here. And how many chloride ions are there? 2. But we just show only 1 chloride ion. Why? Because the instruction says that the electronic structure and charges of both the ions. So we need to draw one diagram for each ion. And that's what we did. Right? Now, if you look at this case, here instead of electronic structure, they ask you to show the dot and cross diagram. Both are same, but the only difference is that when we need to draw dot and cross diagram, we will draw each ion and how many numbers are there. For example, when we work on sodium, sodium is +1 and oxygen is -2. So its formula will be Na2O, which means there are 2 sodium ions and 1 oxide ion. So I have to draw both the sodium ions and 1 oxygen ion, 1 oxide ion. Whenever examiners say draw dot and cross, if there are 2 ions in the formula, so I have to draw that ion 2 times or twice. But if the examiner says to draw electronic structure, whether there are 2 ions, I just need to draw only once. ये पॉइंट क्लियर है? ठीक है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्ट्रक्चर में हमें एक ही आयन एक ही बार बनाना होता है. अगर फॉर्मूले में वो 2 भी हैं तब भी हम एक ही बनाएंगे. बट जब एग्जामिनर डॉट एंड क्रॉस बोलेगा तो फिर मुझे उस एक आयन को 2 बार बनाना पड़ेगा. अच्छा, यहाँ पे एक और मिस्टेक होती है कॉमन. वो कॉमन मिस्टेक क्या है कि नॉर्मली स्टूडेंट जो है ना दोनों सोडियम आयन एक साथ बना देते हैं और फिर ऑक्साइड आयन बनाते हैं. तो वो टेक्निकली इसलिए रॉन्ग है कि सोडियम आयन पे क्या चार्ज है. तो अगर मैं 2 सोडियम आयन एक साथ बनाऊंगा फॉर एग्जांपल, तो वो दोनों एक साथ तो एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं कर सकते ना, क्योंकि दोनों पॉजिटिव चार्ज हैं, बोथ आर गोइंग टू रिपेल ईच अदर. तो इसलिए हम इस तरह बनाएंगे कि अट्रैक्शन भी शो हो. तभी हमने मिडिल में नेगेटिव आयन बनाया है और उनके एडजेसेंट साइड्स पे, बोथ साइड्स पे पॉजिटिव आयन बनाया है, व्हिच मींस दीस टू पॉजिटिव आयंस आर अट्रैक्टिंग दिस नेगेटिव आयन और दिस नेगेटिव आयन इज अट्रैक्टिंग दीस टू पॉजिटिव आयन. ये पॉइंट क्लियर है? तो डॉट एंड क्रॉस की हेडिंग डाल के आप इस तरह बना दें. और ये बात मेंशन कर लें जो मैंने अभी आपको बताई कि डॉट एंड क्रॉस में अगर फॉर्मूले में 2 आयन एक आयन 2 टाइम्स है तो उसे हमें ट्वाइस ड्रॉ करना होगा. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्ट्रक्चर में एक ही बार ड्रॉ करना होगा. ठीक है, ये बात समझ में आ गई? खतीजा आपको भी क्लियर है? ओके, जल्दी से बना रहे हैं. ये ऑक्सीजन है. ओ, ये ओ शेल नहीं है, याद रखिएगा. और आपने फॉर्मूलाज बना लिए थे जो रह गए थे? Done?
Yes.
Okay. Now take the picture of this and you guys have to show me in the next class this one. Okay? Try it on your phone and show me in the next class. Done? Okay. Now we have to go through the properties of ionic compounds. That is the last part of the ionic bonding. Basically, these physical properties are very helpful to identify the structure and the bonding. So you have to remember these properties. For example, when we talk about ionic compounds, their melting point and boiling points are very high, and they are solid at room temperature. Okay, so the first property is that their melting point and boiling points are very high, and they are solid at room temperature. And sometimes examiner asks you the property, so you have to write this thing. Okay, if the examiner asks you the property, then you have to write this one. And if examiner asks you the reason why, for example, examiner states that sodium chloride is an ionic compound, its melting point is very high, explain. And for that explanation, you have this reason that it is because their structure is giant structure, and in that giant structure, there are number of ionic bonds, or there are numerous electrostatic forces of attraction throughout the whole structure between oppositely charged ions. Hence, lots of amount of energy is needed. So that's how you will answer. Is this clear? Yes, Manahi. Yes, Khatija.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Sania. And the second property of ionic compounds is they are good electrical conductor, but when they are aqueous or molten. Which aqueous means, what does aqueous mean?
In solution form.
In solution form, when they get dissolved in water. And molten means
When they are heated.
when they are melted. Okay, molten means they are melted, and aqueous means when they dissolved in water. So in both these states, ionic compound are good conductor of electricity, and in solid they do not conduct electricity. That's why we don't call them conductor, but electrolytes. Okay, so electrolytes are those conductors which conduct electricity when they are in the form of their molten state, which means melted state, or when they are dissolved in water or in aqueous state. Okay. Which particles are responsible for electrical conduction?
Negative.
Electrons. right? But here that is the different case. That's why we call them electrolyte, not conductor. Electrons move and electricity is conducted, that is conductor. Okay. Here in electrolytes, ions are responsible. So that ions are free to move or mobile when the compound is in its aqueous state or a molten state. That's why it conducts electricity. But when it turns solid, the ions are fixed in the lattice. They do not able to move. That's why it does not conduct electricity. Is this understandable? Yes, Sania? Yes, Khatija?
Yes, sir.
Then, is Khatija, are you done as well?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Just do the correction. I have written wrong. It is in organic solvents. In water, mostly they are water. Most of the ionic compounds are water soluble, and there are only few which are water insoluble. But in organic solvent, ionic compounds are insoluble, like alcohol or like petrol can be used as an organic solvent. Hexane, there are few compounds like oil. So these are the organic solvents. Normally we use alcohol and hexane as organic solvents. Okay. So in those organic solvents, they do not dissolve. But they dissolve in ionic in water, but only there are few compounds still over there which are water insoluble. Okay, so it means that out of these, what are the concrete properties which can be applicable to each compound are these two. That every ionic compound is have a high melting and boiling point, and the reason is this, that due to giant ionic structure and very strong ionic bonds, number of numerous ionic bond throughout the lattice. So lots of energy is needed. And the other one is their electrical conductivity, that they conduct electricity in their aqueous or molten state because the ions are free to move. And in solid, they do not conduct electricity because the ions are fixed in positions. In a lattice, they do not move. Is this clear? Okay. So now you can see how the questions are asked in the exam. So see, they told you that solid ammonium carbonate does not conduct electricity and aqueous ammonium carbonate conducts electricity. Explain these are two observations. So it means that if it is not conducting in solid but conducting in aqueous, it means it is an ionic compound. And here the electricity is conducted due to the movement of ions. So we will write the answer in this way, that in solid ions cannot move. It's for 2 marks. So for 1 mark, you will write this statement, and for the second mark, you will write this statement. Is this understandable?
Yes. Sir, we will not write the reason here.
This is the reason that in aqueous the ions can move. That's why it is conducting electricity in aqueous.
Okay.
And in solid, it is not conducting electricity because ions are fixed in the lattice, they do not move. So that is the reason. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
और इसके बाद now think of this question that I have shown and try to answer this one. Just how we will answer this one. What they are asking, explain in terms of movement of electron how sodium oxide is formed by the reaction of sodium with oxygen. So sodium is an atom, right? So what it will do?
Sir,
Good. Yes, Khatija?
we will say that as it is a metal, so it will sodium will lose its one electron.
Very good. You guys are
And
theoretically you can see that it's in. So sodium atom loses one electron. See, they ask you that you have to explain the movement of electrons. So we have to answer in that way. So if you recall, sodium is a metal. So when it have to react, as its outermost shell have only one electron, so it is going to lose that one electron. And oxygen is a non-metal; it has 6 electrons in its condition. So oxygen gains 2 electrons to become an oxide, and as a result, sodium oxide is formed. Very good, Khatija and Sania. So see, that's how you will write the answer. Now, have you guys done the first? Okay. So then we do these two parts after this, and you have to properly write the number of electrons for each atom which is losing the electron, that how many number of the electrons which it is losing, and about the other atom that how many electrons it is gaining. Okay. Yes. Who is going to tell me the answer? Yes, then. Very good. Because it's in group 2 and it has 2 electrons in its valence shell, so magnesium is going to lose 2 electrons from its valence shell to form magnesium ion. And what about bromine? Bromine is in which group? Very good, very good. Bromine will gain 1 electron to form bromide, and hence magnesium bromide will form. Okay, so what will be the one property? They just ask you, see, here they have told you one property that it is soluble in water, and they are asking you the other property. So the other property that you can write is have a high melting point. Beside this, you can write it conducts electricity when molten. Or beside that, you can write it does not conduct electricity and so on. So all are going to be acceptable. Is this clear? Yes, Khatija, is it clear to you as well?
Yes, sir.
Now, what answer you are going to write for this one? See, using the ideas about structure and bonding, suggest why calcium phosphate has a high melting point.
Because they are the giant lattice, they have giant lattice structure and they are bonded with the numerous ionic bonding. Their force of attraction is greater.
Very good. See, here see, instead of asking the property, they have given you the property that its melting point is high, and they are asking you to explain in with the idea of structure and bonding. So the reason that I have told you to write that it has a giant ionic lattice because there is a calcium ion and phosphide ion, so it is a giant ionic lattice, and numerous ionic bonds form the lattice, hence high amount of energy is needed. Understood? Yes, Anya? Okay. Yes. Yes, who will tell me the answer of this one?
Sir, may I tell you?
Yes.
Copper 2 plus and sulfate minus.
No, but they are asking you the arrangement, right?
Uh,
I have you have written down what is ionic lattice. Look, check in the previous notes. Yes, what is the arrangement? It's the regular arrangement or uniform arrangement. And type of attractive forces.
electrostatic force of attraction.
Yes, very good. Electrostatic force of attraction. That we have been talking about. The electrostatic force of attraction between oppositely charged ions is an ionic bond. Okay, so the arrangement would be regular arrangement, uniform arrangement. You can write either term. And for type of attractive forces, that electrostatic forces of attraction. Okay. So we have observed all the type of questions that have been asked for ionic bonds. Okay. And these similar questions have been asked many times repetitively by using different compounds. So I hope you guys can do the rest of the question as well. Okay, so the next will be the subtopic will be covalent bond. After noting down this, put a heading of covalent bond that we will be starting in our next class. Clear है कोई confusion हो तो पूछना सैनब बेटा आपको भी क्लियर है सर खतीजा
Yes, sir.
ठीक है तो कोवलेंट बॉन्डिंग हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में स्टार्ट करेंगे
Okay, sir.
ओके so take care everyone Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Yes, states of matter, atom, elements, and compounds.